What up, gang of Lane, Carolina? Jackpot time, checking in. It is Saturday afternoon. That also means that it's April the 16th, 2022, and today's the day, or tonight's the night. Shall I rephrase that? Talking season has several different points to it, doesn't it? It has, the end of the previous season, the famous way too early top 25 polls, the way too early bowl matchups for next year that come out in like January. Pointless, right? Right. And then there's beginning of spring practice. There's also transfer portal season. I guess we're going to have to throw transfer portal season in there now as, something that happens between December and March normally, but then can extend all the way up to June, I believe. So that's going to become a part of our repertoire in college football and talking season, one of the points of it. But tonight is a monumental mark in the 2022 talking season. It's time to put the rubber to the road, so to speak. The Gamecocks spring game tonight at 7 p.m., I think it is. Maybe it's 7:30 at Williams-Brice Stadium. Obviously, not attending. Got too much to do here around the house. It's not sunny enough to do yard work. Jackpot's going to have to go out there and brave the elements and do some yard work anyway, because don't have a lot of time to pack it in. Look at this game is. I think these spring games are overhyped in a lot of cases. I mean, I can't sit here and point to them without having to go back and do a little bit of research, but I can certainly tell you over the past few seasons, some teams that look great in their spring game and went out and looked like absolute teetotal horse crap in the regular season. I can also find you examples of some teams that look like absolute teetotal horse pucky in the spring game and then went out and balled out in the regular season. Oh, excuse me. Allergies and itchy throat still get the best of me. So I take them with a grain of salt, but it is nice to see the kids back in pads. It's nice to see some new faces. It's nice to see some old faces, and they're competing against each other, but it's a little bit different, I guess, than watching a scrimmage inside a bubble. I don't know. What am I looking for from the Gamecocks? Obviously, first and foremost, I'm looking at the play of Spencer Rattler. Now, of course, he's not going to be touched. These kids are not going to be able to touch him. They don't do live spring games anymore. That's so 30, 40 years ago. You don't do that now. So we're really not going to see what he's like when he gets hit. Is he going to be able to bounce out of the pocket? He takes a lick. I mean, what's going to happen with him? How's he going to react to getting sacked? In other words, and on the next play, you're gonna come back and you're gonna still be able to thread the needle. You're gonna be able to have some throws that are on point even after facing a little adversity, or you're gonna go sit in the corner and suck your thumb like a baby, big baby. So that's the kind of thing you're not going to be able to see tonight. You are going to be able to see what kind of accuracy the guy's got, what kind of arm he's got. I think you're going to be able to see a little bit what kind of wheels he's got. That's important as well. I'd also, nobody's talking about this fella, this cat. I also want to see Luke Doty out there. I want to see what he's got. I want to see how he's playing. An upstate South Carolina radio host does a sports show in the afternoon that we shall not name on here, walked up to the 105.5 The Roar Road Rage show. And I kind of agree with he has a show that emanates from Clemson. He doesn't claim to have Clemson bias. He does, because the university, owns a lot of the rights to that radio station. However, the homerism, it doesn't always show up, but it frequently does. But anyway, this is neither here nor there about that. It's not a video about Clemson. He feels like, the same way I do, that he's not quite so sure that Rattler is like heads and shoulders better than this young man, because we haven't been able to see this young man as a true quarterback. Last year, if you'll remember, he got stepped on at the beginning of fall camp. The first day, he got stepped on. How the hell does that happen? How does that even happen by anybody competent? I hope we don't have people doing that again this year, doing dumb stuff like that. Now, that just shows a lack of discipline, I guess, and organization, one would think. But anyway, freak accident, whatever. So he had a little bit of rehab there. He had played in 4 or 5 games, never looked good, and then had to sit out the second half of the season. He had surgery on it, and he was done. 2020, as a true freshman, he played a decent amount in the second half of the season, but to me, the kid was never properly coached under that offensive staff, which included one Mike Bobo, who has made such boneheaded decisions in the past against the Gamecocks, not when he was coaching for the Gamecocks, but against the Gamecocks, such as not running Todd Gurley on 4th down when he was offensive coordinator at Georgia, and they eventually lost the game, and as offensive coordinator at Auburn, not running Stank Bigsby, the best running back on your team, and quite possibly in the conference, on 4th down against the Gamecocks and losing the game. Makes no sense. So that tells you about the intelligence level of Mike Bobo and his coaching staff and his coaching acumen. So for that reason, I don't think Luke Doty's ever been properly developed. I don't ever think, in the second season he was ever healthy. So we finally get to see the true kid this year, right? So and make no bones about it, I don't know that Marcus Satterfield and his staff are going to do any better of a job of developing him than Mike Bobo's staff. And quite honestly, through, 8 games or so of last year that you could pinpoint out, Mike Bobo's offense actually looked better than Marcus's offense from last year. So damn, I don't know. But I think he's got the tools. I think he's got the wheels. I think he could be a serviceable quarterback. Do I think he's an all-SEC caliber quarterback? No, I don't. But I do think that he's definitely serviceable and could be tuned up to be at least above average. But that's just me. So I'm wanting to see what he can do. I want to see what that running back room does. Kevin Harris is no more gone. He's going to be drafted. I have a lot of Clemson fans over on Facebook. Well, they're not Clemson fans; they're Clemson friends, I guess. I go back and forth with on Facebook. They're like, he'd be lucky. He'd be lucky if he's able to sign a free agent deal. He sucks, so he can't stay healthy. Okay, well, maybe those things are true. Maybe not. We'll see. But Kevin Harris is there no more. Marshawn Lloyd, I want to see what he can do. See some nice things from him in some scrimmages. I'm interested to see what he can do in this situation this year. Didn't really impress me a lot last year. He was coming off being injured too. He sat out all of 2020 hurt. Juju Mcdowell, the young kid from Georgia. Like to see what he can do tonight. Looked real good last year when he got playing time. Unexplainably, half the time he was on a milk carton. Would like to see what Christian Bill Smith. Apparently his nickname is Beale Street, according to Pete Limbo, a special teams coordinator and assistant head coach. We'll see what he can do. Transfer from Wake Forest. He had a hell of an offense last year at Wake Forest, no doubt. So offensively, that's what I want to see. Josh Vann, I want to see him out there. I am told that Jaheim Bell tight end for the Gamecocks, won't be playing. Let's see what this kid from Oklahoma, it's Austin Stoner. I want to see what he's all about. Hopefully he plays. And offensive line, I just want to see, how they look in pass protection. You're really not going to get the whole meat of the potato with that, because obviously, they can rush the passer. I guess they can't touch him. So we should be able to see how they look in pass pro and run blocking, definitely. On the defensive side of the football, I'm really interested to see linebacker play and defensive line play, especially the defensive ends. We got to get some more production out of those defensive ends. This 5-star, this Jordan Birch, this kid has got to start earning his keep around there. I mean, seriously, man. I mean, you came in. Y'all remember when he signed, or when he did his commitment? He didn't commit on early signing day like everybody else. Early signing day is December, is signing day now, pretty much, for all intents and purposes. He didn't commit then. He didn't commit on regular signing day in February. So we're like, what's up with this prima donna, right? So everybody's like, well, my God, man, if he can do all that, he must be great, right? Well, finally he commits to South Carolina in June? I don't know. It was really, really late. I've forgotten about it so much it seems damn insignificant right now. And, he gets here and everybody's like, well, you can tell he wasn't comfortable when he made that decision, when he announced that he wasn't comfortable. He wanted to come to Clemson. Yeah, but his mama and daddy wouldn't let him because they got ties to South Carolina, yada, yada, all this bull crap. So, he comes to Carolina, and, in 2020, made a couple of plays, I guess. Not really anything real impressive. That year was really forgettable. Then in 2021, last year, intercepted a pass, right, in the first game against Eastern Illinois. Yeah, it was Eastern Illinois, the Panthers, the mighty Panthers. But, it was still intercepted the pass, took it back for a touchdown. We're like, my God, all right. We're ready to rock it and roll it. And then, nothing really. I don't have the stat line in front of me. In fact, I really haven't gone back and looked at it. But I can tell you that I could probably put it in a thimble. Hasn't done anything. And there's no reason for it because he's had some playing time. He has had some playing time. So, I want to see what he can do this year. I want to see if he has come into his own or if he's just going to be a big bust like a certain individual on that defensive line at Clemson. I want to see if he's going to be a bust like that. I want to see how Zach Pickens does this year. Have he developed any more? Rick Sandage, has been at South Carolina since 2010. I want to see him tonight. He's been injured a lot too. I like the guy. He's from the Charlotte, North Carolina area, Concord, I believe it is, if I'm not mistaken. I want to see what he looks like tonight. And I want to see these linebackers. I want to see that's been a sore spot for South Carolina for the past several years. Honestly, since the last year Steve Spurrier was there, the linebackers have not looked good any year. And I want to see some linebacker play tonight. Mokaba and these other kids. And the secondary, last year looked pretty good to me. Coach Torian Gray and defensive coordinator Clayton White, who is a defensive backs coach by trade. That was the strength of the defense last year. And going into the season, everybody was like, well, you know why South Carolina's going to suck? They ain't got no quarterback, and they ain't got no receivers, and they ain't got no defensive backs. But, I kind of thought the same thing too. But, damn, if the defensive backs didn't look really good last year. Cam Smith had a good year, had some personal foul penalties, which I wish he would stop doing, but he cleaned it up a little bit from 2020. Now, if he cleaned up a little bit more this year, we'll almost be where we need to be. Jalen Foster was a kid who came on last year, and it's not there anymore. But, aside from that, I want to see what these youngins can do. I want to see what these freshmen can do. And, it is what it is with the the no real heavy contact, but I think we'll be able to see energy. I think we'll be able to see enthusiasm. And I know I'm not going because, honestly, guys, I would, but I work all week out of town. It's Easter weekend. When I get home, I got to sleep with my family. I just really do. And or I would be there because I am Spurs up to my toes up. But I would definitely be tuned in on television. And I'd like to see a big crowd there tonight. It doesn't matter. I'm not in competition with anybody over a freaking practice game crowd, but I would like to see some people turn out because last year it seemed like the fan support really was kind of faltered a little bit in some of those games. It has the past several years, barring the COVID year, not including that. Fan support has not been what everybody's like. That's underrated. Josh Pate on 24/7 is like, that is an underrated home field advantage. It was at one point. You're right. It was at one point. South Carolina, people are quick to forget. South Carolina won there. Like they went from 2011-ish through 2013 and maybe lost one game at home. But man, those days are long gone. It's not the home field. It is not an underrated home field advantage if Kentucky can come into your own place and push your column in. It's just not. Period. Point blank. No disrespect to Kentucky, because I would never do that. All right, guys. Anyway, I have rambled on here for about 17 minutes. Check out the South Carolina spring game tonight at 7 or 7:30, whenever it is. Hey, who knows? Maybe Carolina Jackpot will go live. I'd like to see some faces get back in here again that I haven't seen in a while. I'm not going to call you out to protect the innocent, but you know who you are. Get back in here. I'd like to see y'all. Appreciate it. Peace. And I'm out. Go Gamecocks. Go Coach Beamer. Woo! Spurs up and toes up, baby.